With the 60th pick in the 2014 NBA Draft, the San Antonio Spurs select Jeremy Brown from Oklahoma State.
Ah, this guy? And he's terrible.
Good night, everyone, and thanks for coming.
There's my guy.
Your guy? Your guy was told by his agent that he was going to be a late first round, maybe second round draft pick. Your guy's supposed to be in New York with the rest of those chumps. Your guy's about to blow his freaking lid because his dream of being in the NBA is still just a dream.
Hey, chill, man. I know this isn't how we wanted it to go down. Believe me. Like I told you, you're my last best hope at the agency. If you wash out, I wash out with you. But I was thinking, maybe this was the best thing that could have happened to you.
How you figure that, genius?
Better to go undrafted and have a choice than to be picked late by a stacked playoff team where your chances of making the team are about as high as my chances of dating a supermodel, which, despite my contagious charm, are pretty freaking slim.
So what's the move, man?
This just affects our timing, okay? You just gotta keep working hard and be ready. Injuries, overhyped draft picks. Sooner or later, players are gonna wash out and they are going to call you. You hear me?
Yes, I hear you.
Good. Remember, Jordan was cut from his high school basketball team and made fools pay for it the rest of his career. Use the draft day slight as motivation. A chip on your shoulder at the beginning of a long journey. And like every journey, this one begins with a single step. So your first step is to keep working hard. And we'll find you a home before you know it.
All right, man. I'm believing in you, bro. Make it happen.
Okay. I know you've been staying in shape, working hard on your game, waiting for your shot.
Yeah, so when's that gonna be? Because you told me not getting picked was a good thing.
It was. It was. This is America. Freedom of choice and all that good stuff. And that is why I'm here. Now is the time. Teams are able to offer 10-day contracts at this point, and I've been on the phone nonstop. There's some definite interest in you.
What's that mean? I get to pick where I want to go?
Whoa. It's not that easy, my friend. But there are several teams willing to give you a little tryout, see if it makes sense for them to sign you.
Listen, man. First of all, you're not my friend. You're my agent. And second, where's the list? Because I'm ready to play.
Keep in mind that these teams have varying levels of interest. If you want the 10-day deal, you're going to have to work a lot harder to impress some of these teams than others.
Man, I don't care about that. Where's the list?
Okay, here's the list. Let me know where you want to go, and I'll make it happen.
You killed it at the pre-draft workout. I lobbied for the team to take you, but some other short-sighted people in the organization thought differently. I know you belong with this level of competition. Look, you'll be running with the twos against the starters. You make an impression going against the best we got, it'll make us both look good. I want you to play with a chip on your shoulder. When you go to the hoop, I want you to think about every team that passed on you. When you swat a shot on defense, I want you to think about every player taken ahead of you. You do that, you prove you belong. Spots in this league are hard to come by, son. You gonna get one?
I know ain't nobody gonna give me anything. I'm here to take what's mine. So, here we go.
I've been there, getting the stroke and looking to trap her. John Creek, what's the rock for true?
Yo, rookie.
Huh?
Some of my colleagues thought it might have been a fluke.
What?
Said there's no way an undrafted rookie could be that good.
All right, so what do you think?
I think you can do it every day of the week.
You sound like a smart man.
And the smart man has some advice for you.
What's that?
Tell your agent to stay by his phone. That's right. If there's any way we can get you here, we will.
Move, man. What are you doing?
We got our foot in the door. The Hawks have offered you a 10-day deal.
Why not a year?
Because you're an undrafted, unproven commodity. But they saw enough to take a flyer on you. So you have exactly 10 days, 240 freaking hours to show that you belong. You perform, you got a shot at a guaranteed deal for the rest of the season. We both live to breathe another day. You don't, you got a shot at being last in a long line of might events. And I'm probably out on the street, too. Living in this rat hole.
Hold up. Rat hole? This is all I can afford because you didn't get me drafted.
Let's call it a charming fixer-upper. Now pack your bags. We're going to the show.
Yeah, boy. I'm going to the league. I got my foot in the door, and I'm going to kick this sucker down, man.
You better. I don't want to ruin any more suits sitting on these vermin-infested couches of yours.
Man, it's my house you talking about. Finally, I'm in the league.
You did well in the workout and in the scrimmage.
He's a baller. You give him a legit shot, and he's gonna make the most of it. I mean, when it comes down to crunch time, there's no one...
10 days, my man. We'll see if he can swim with the big fish. If he does, he might have a shot to be signed for the rest of the year. He might even find himself a spot in the rotation. If not, son, he's back on the streets. You ready?
I'm ready, willing, and able, sir. You'll see.
Good. Get out of here. You too.
So you're the rookie that's gonna shock the world, huh?
Sure as heck gonna try.
Good. I'm glad you're here. Just remember, it's all out there for you. Work hard, listen, watch how we do, and you got a chance to be something special. Now let's see what you got.
Thanks. I'm happy to be here, man. I'm pumped. Let's do it.
Let's meet your Atlanta Hawks starting lineup. At the shooting guard position, standing 6'5", number 6, Kent Bazemore. At forward, 6'8" from Missouri, number 5, Damari Carroll. At guard, 6'2", from Wake Forest, number 0, Jeff Teague. And at center, 6'10", from Florida, number 15, Al Horford Boss. At forward from Louisiana Tech, number 4, Paul Millsap. The head coach of your home team is Mike Budenholzer.
Greetings, everyone, from Atlanta. The Hawks playing host to an Eastern Conference affair here at the Phillips Arena. It's Wednesday Night Basketball, live on 2K Sports. Hi, everyone. This is Kevin Harlan. In the booth, as always, with Clark Kellogg and Steve Kerr. And the Nets on a single-game road trip here before heading back home. They know this is the type of game they need to win if they're going to take the next step. What's happening right now, folks, and the fulfillment of a lifelong dream, a special individual taking to the hardwood as we'll get to watch the first official NBA appearance from D. And there is the potential for a feel-good story here, Clark. No doubt this young man didn't get selected in the draft, but has fought his way onto a team nonetheless.
And Kevin, no telling how far this journey will go, but you have to applaud him for at least making his way into an NBA game, even when things didn't look so good for him.
So for Brooklyn now, Jarrett Jack is out there with Johnson. Then it's Plumlee, and it's Andre Kirilenko, and it's Bogdanovic in at the small forward position. And Plumlee kicks to Johnson. Here's Bogdanovic. He picked up 15 points in their last win against Portland.
Hawks coach Mike Budenholzer grew up around the game. His father coached high school and college basketball for 25 years, and Mike got into coaching pretty much.
And a momentous occasion, folks, as that basket represents the very first official NBA scoring tabulation from D.
First of many, I would expect, Kevin. He's going to be piling up points for many years to come.
Guys, no reason to think otherwise. I mean, everything we know and everything we've seen from this guy so far point to an illustrious career.
And Coach Budenholzer, two-sport athlete at Pomona, golf and basketball, also graduated with a triple major in Steve politics, philosophy, and economics. It sounds just like you at Arizona.
Similar, only different. You know, shortly after college, Budenholzer actually took over as the video coordinator for the Spurs, and that's where his career took off. He ended up spending 19 seasons alongside Greg Popovich, winning 4 titles, and now here he is coaching the Atlanta Hawks.
Here's Plumlee, and he drops it in from the low post. Plumlee's got his first points in this one. For Atlanta, they've gotten 5 of 10 shots to drop in this game so far, right at the 50% mark. Here's D, and again it's Atlanta. D really showing the coaches something here. 34 seconds left here in the opening quarter. Jack dishes to Kirilenko. Right side, Kirilenko hits the front of the rim and out. Last game for Brooklyn, they picked up the W against Portland.
Yeah, it didn't seem to be much of a challenge for them in that game. It seemed like they scored at will. Not much defense that they were facing.
Yep, they had the defense on its heels early the entire game, and actually nearly the entire game, and no matter what unit was out there, looked like a mismatch to me.
And so that's the end of the first quarter. Offensively, pretty stagnant. Hawks ahead, up by 2. The second quarter coming up right after this break, so don't go anywhere.
Coming up Friday, January 30th, LaMarcus Aldridge and the Portland Trail Blazers take on Paul Millsap and the Atlanta Hawks. Be there.
So far, it's been a closely contested game as we get the second quarter up and going. Well, from what you guys are seeing from the Hawks, what are you thinking about their performance?
And the defense has been key in building this lead. They've really clamped down hard.
They've done a nice job, Steve. I think challenging every shot, a hand up on every shot.
Bogdanovic, he's checked in for Mirza Teletovic. And it's Johnson in for Jarrett Jack. Setting the floor for the Nets. Deron Williams and Joe Johnson at the 1 and 2. Plumlee out there with Andre Kirilenko. And it's Bogdanovic in at the 3, the small forward. Pass to Bazemore. Just 5 to shoot. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Bazemore's got 9. Nets trail by 3. Now Williams, 14 points from him the last game against Portland.
Kevin, his passing is what blew me away. I mean, to see him orchestrate their offense so impeccably, that was a sight to behold.
29 seconds left to play in the first half. D, he's guarded by Williams. The shot's good from D. He's got 6. We've got 22 seconds left in the first half of basketball. Now here's Williams. 5 points in the game. Plumlee sets the pick for Williams. Passes it to Bogdanovic. Here's Plumlee. And that one's good. Plumlee's got 7 points here in this quarter. 5 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. Here's D. And we're through 2 here in a good one. Hawks lead by 3. And we'll be back right after halftime for the start of the third quarter. We'll see you in a bit.
All right, guys. I want to go over some things before we get back out there. The first thing I've got to do is give a little tip of the cap to our bench guys. You really answered the bell when we called on you. Those were important points we got from you fellas. I will give you credit for your offensive rebounding. You really fought hard to keep possessions alive, and it's paid off. and let's get bodies to the offensive glass for the rest of the game. I mean, a lot of bodies. They won't hurt us on the break. Don't worry. Get to the boards. And that's all I wanted to go over with you. Let's go play a good half of basketball.
Well, both sides have assessed what they need to do over the break in halftime. We'll see now if one can pull out a way here in the third.
It's go time. Check in.
I'm on it.
Millsap. Thabo Sefolosha has checked in for Damari Carroll, and it's Korver in for Kent Bazemore. A big group substitution here for Brooklyn. Plumlee has checked in for Lopez. Mirza Teletovic comes in. Andre Kirilenko's checked in for Joe Johnson. And Jared Jack has subbed in for Darren Williams. Teague and Korver in the backcourt. Scott is out there with Sefolosha. And it's Brand in at the pivot spot manning the middle. So that's the Hawks 5. Okay, well, let's check in with Doris Burke reporting from our sideline in this game. Doris, take it away.
Well, guys, Kevin Garnett is at the tail end of what has been a Hall of Fame career. Doc Rivers won a title with him in Boston and simply can't say enough. As Coach Doc says, I get I've ever been around. Every coach should be able to coach KG just once to see what a true team player should be. Kevin, what a compliment.
A guy you love to play with and hate to play against. Doris, thanks. D, he's checked in for the Hawks. Looking at the last game for the Atlanta Hawks, it was a win against the Minnesota Timberwolves.
And in that game, guys, I watched it. They were dominant defensively down on the low block, just controlling the paint.
And, you know, once they got a few blocks, the shooters started looking around for those shot blockers, which is no way to be effective offensively.
Shot clock at 3. Puts it up. And again, it's Brooklyn converting.
Something happened at halftime because they seem to have left their defensive effort in the locker room.
The Hawks trail by 4. No good. Jack with the defensive effort.
He's far too tentative in the paint, and even more so when the defender is up tight on him like that time.
26 seconds left in the third quarter of the game. From about 19 feet, here's Teletovic, and he banks in the layup. And the Nets lead by 6.
Look at the points in the paint, the inside game. It's been very one-sided here for a while now.
Well, the defense just hasn't been physical enough at the rim. I mean, 8 of their last 10 points have come from the paint.
Here's D. Here's Scott, and the release was before the buzzer, but it's off target. And that's it for the third quarter. Both teams scoring well as we head to the fourth. It's the Nets. They lead by 6. 2K Sports, back in a moment here at Phillips Arena in Atlanta.
On tap next Monday, February 2nd, Chris Paul and the Los Angeles Clippers take on Darren Williams and the Brooklyn Nets.
And it's time to bring up the State Farm assist of the game.
Well, it had to be this play, don't you think, Kevin? Sure. This is just a phenomenal pass. Made the defense look like they had no idea what was going on.
What precision with that pass.
Beautiful.
And so it's Brooklyn who scrapes by with the win. It was tight, but they managed to come up with the win.
You know, nobody wants to lose a close game, Kevin. It's much better to win those tight ones.
So that'll do it for now. For Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for joining us for this presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports. We'll see you next time.
The bad news is you play like a 50-year-old rec league bum, and we lost the game. You're supposed to ask me what the good news is.
What's the good news?
Good news is I don't think it's possible for you to play any worse.
Is this supposed to be making me feel better?
Nah, man. It's supposed to make you understand that it ain't just you. We all got work to do if we're gonna do something special this year. So put this one behind you, learn from it, and move on, all right?
Well, maybe if I got the ball in my spots where I could do something with it, we would have won the game and we wouldn't be having this conversation.
In this league, never get too high or too low, and you might survive. Turn on your teammates, man, you'll be gone before you know it.
Welcome, everyone, to this 2K Sports broadcast live in Atlanta, Georgia at the Phillips Arena. 2K Sports brings you Friday night NBA action. This is Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg and Steve Kerr. On the sideline tonight, Doris Burke. You look at Portland, they like their chances, but this could be a tough game for them. Facing up against a talented roster, they'll have to show that they're the better team.
Yeah, and they'll only play twice against this club this season. So this is it. And I think their goal will be to duplicate what they did in the first contest when they really...
Eldon Brand's checked in for Millsap. Cephalosha comes in for Damari Carroll. And it's Korver in for Kent Bazemore. The Trailblazers also changing it up. Kaman comes in for Robin Lopez. And it's Thomas Robinson in for LaMarcus Aldridge. On the court right now for the Trailblazers. Filling out the wings, it's Matthews and Batum. Robinson is out there with Chris Kaman. And it's Lillard in at the point guard position. He's checked in for Atlanta. Well, we can't say enough about the passing of this group lately. The leading setup men among the league's two guards over the past 10 games. The fourth spot held by Wesley Matthews.
That list of players just goes to show that great passing doesn't just come from the point. I mean, the way these guys...
guards in the NBA, you have to be able to do more than score. You got to pass it as well, and a lot of these guys can.
D passes to Horford. Nice ball movement here by Atlanta. Korver kicks to Brand, and it's going to be out of bounds. The Trailblazers will take it.
Kyle Korver really keeps his defender busy. He's great at running off screens, and that's where he gets a lot of his shots. And even when he doesn't get the ball, he occupies the defense, which is so important for his team.
And Portland making a change here. Lights checked in. Kaman wide open. He fires, and it's good. Assisting on the play was Lillard.
Yeah, the defense just couldn't get a hand in his face. Couldn't challenge the shot.
Yeah, made his height advantage count that time.
Over in the corner, Brand. D passes to Korver. He dishes it to Cephalosha. 6 on the shot clock. Horford with the screen on right. The 3 from Cephalosha. Robinson pulls it in.
Well, it happens. He's wide open, but just couldn't get it to go.
The feed to Lillard. Back to Kaman. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Kaman's got his second bucket of the game to go.
They are really doing a nice job establishing a presence inside early.
And that's going to open things up for them on the perimeter going forward, Clark.
And that one's good. Looking at Portland, they want to turn it around after the loss to the Cavaliers in Cleveland.
Yeah, difficult game for them to lose, guys. A very tight one, but they expected to beat that club. They couldn't get it done.
Yeah, Steve, you're right. I mean, they've got no one to blame but themselves here. I mean, it was a subpar performance according to their normal standards, and that's why they came up short. Major defensive lapse right there. And he's not a player you can leave open for a jump shot. You got to stay attached to him. They're lucky he couldn't punish them for it.
They get it back. Brand missed inside. And now Doris Burke has an update from the sidelines.
Well, guys, Terry Stotts had a few moments to share with me. He talked about the impact that Al Horford can have on a game and how they'll have their work cut out for them dealing with him. He said Horford's just a complete ball player. He does all the things you want from a big man. He can shoot, handle, and pass. He's always a tough matchup, but it starts with matching his energy level. Kevin, we'll see if they have what it takes.
All right, Doris. There's the bucket. Good.
He gets another one. That's only his second make in 7 attempts, so a little bit of a struggle here to start.
Scotty's checked in for Al Horford. And Portland with a change here, too. McCollum's checked in.
Looking at how they stacked up in the league statistically over the last month, here's what the Trailblazers did. First and 3. And they're in the top third in the league in blocks. they're a team that really doesn't give many good looks.
And anytime you lead the league in free throw shooting, as you talked about, Clark, I mean, you can put a lot of pressure on the defense, and that's why this team has made a concerted effort to attack the rim and get to the line as often as possible.
Here's Robinson. Clock at 2. Shot is off. So Atlanta will take it the other way. Coming off that loss against the Nets.
That was a tough game for them to lose, guys, because they really played well throughout the game.
I agree there, but despite the result, I think they can definitely take some positives away from it. Some defensive breakdowns are starting to show up now. Their last 4 buckets allowed have come from very close range.
Giving up these easy chances is going to do wonders for their confidence.
Kaman sets a screen for Lillard. Kaman up top. Pass to Robinson. And the layup is good after a nice lead pass. And the Trailblazers lead by 1.
There it is again. On a lot of their possessions this first half, they've established great position inside.
Yeah, getting the ball into the post should be their first option every time down. Force the defense to adapt and adjust.
Here's Cephalosha, and it's right, sending it back. Here's Lillard. The shot will not go. And so that's the end of the first quarter. Offensively, pretty stagnant. It's the Trailblazers. Welcome back, folks. We have a close game here. An almost entirely new group here for Portland. Chris Kaman's checked in for Lopez. Thomas Robinson comes in for LaMarcus Aldridge. White, he's checked in for Nicholas Batum. And Wesley Matthews subbed in for McCollum. D, he's in at point guard. Horford is out there with Elton Brand. Then it's Thabo Cephalosha. And it's Korver in at the 2. So that's the lineup for Atlanta. Second shot opportunity. And another shot. It's hauled in by the Trailblazers. Last time they met was in Portland this season.
Remember in that last matchup, they really snuck out a win. A close game. And it came down to a few mistakes at the end. The forcing turnovers, I thought, was the difference. You see the shooter, Kyle Korver. Let's take a look at some of his numbers. How last month turned out for him. He's putting up 9 points per game, 5 rebounds, and 2 assists. And the numbers might not reflect it, but the effort's really been there for him. He's going to get rewarded. Keeps getting after it like he has been.
Yeah, I'd agree with that, Steve. He's been unlucky not to have filled up the stat sheet more because his play has really been solid.
I don't think they're counting on turnovers to pull this one off.
You'd like to have them if you can get them, Kevin. You can play aggressively. You try to get into the passing lanes, but an aggressive play is a two-way street. If you don't settle down, your mistakes could be your own.
Portland leading by 6.
You know, the issue really with Atlanta this year and moving forward isn't that they're a bad team. They've just been kind of stuck in that middle road of mediocrity. They're competitive, play hard. They're hoping to find a way to get to the next level now.
Atlanta's gotten fewer than half of their three-pointers to go down tonight. They're 4 for 9. Easy layup after coming off the pick. And now it's just a 4-point Portland lead.
And with Atlanta, as you said, for a while now they've been a playoff caliber team, but making that next step into the elite class of the East has been hard.
Lillard outside. Floats one up, and he lays it up and in. Lillard's got 4 points this quarter.
Looked like he may have been showboating a little bit at the end of that one.
And some of it, Clark, for Atlanta making the jump is personnel. It's never easy to get a franchise player without a high draft pick.
And in that sense, Kevin, they are a bit in danger of becoming a treadmill team, but they have a good base right now, and I think they just need to continue to keep adding talent and have the talent they have continue to develop.
Wesley Matthews on the wing. Lillard attacking, and that one is stuffed right through. Clark, some serious agility coming out of the backcourt.
You know, that bucket might count for a little more than 2 points when he finishes with that kind of flourish.
Yeah, against a D that was already reeling a little bit. That was like a body blow.
And it's going to be out of bounds. The Trailblazers will take it. And let's quickly jump to the 2K leaderboard to find out which point guards have been the highest scorers over the last month. Fourth, Damian Lillard.
Well, this is a collection of maybe the most well-rounded players in the league. To see those kinds of scoring numbers from the point guard position is crazy.
Yeah, it's wacko. That's sort of the era we're in right now, though. A point guard who consistently takes things into his own hands is far more common than it used to be. Some people may not like it, but that's the way of the modern NBA. Change is inevitable, and I don't necessarily think it's a bad thing.
D passes to Korver. This one for three, and the shot is good. Korver's got 9 points.
You look at them and what they're trying to do on offense, and I like it. I really do. I like the way they're using the entire court. They're spreading themselves out, and when you spread yourself out and make the extra pass, it gives you a chance to get good looks from behind the three-point line, and they're draining their chances.
Lillard dishes to Matthews. Charity stripe shot. No one.
Nothing fancy about that play. Just good, hard-nosed basketball to haul in the board.
And a tight game.
Well, Damian, a great first half for you. Plenty of intensity out there. For someone as friendly and charismatic off the court as you are, what gives you the ability to bring such intensity and competitiveness to your game the moment you step between the lines each night?
I think it's just the Oakland in me, really. I'm sure a lot of people know about the past, the Oakland point guards with Gary Payton, Brian Shaw, and Jason Kidd. And once you get on the court, it's time to compete. Off the court, I was raised to be a good person, high-character person, but on the court, in between those lines, everything is out the window. It's time to win.
Damian, thank you. Guys, anytime the glove comes up in conversation, we're happy about it.
All right, Doris, thank you. And we'll be back after halftime for the start of the third quarter.
All right, guys, I want to go over some things before we get back out there. I'll start with the work we've done on the offensive glass, which has been great. Those second chance and third chance buckets have been big for us. We were able to make an impact with our low post offense. Let's continue to exploit those good mismatches in the paint. I want you to go out for the third quarter and work your tails off to find the open space on the perimeter and get those high percentage shots. If we go out there and show the killer instinct I know we have, this is not a team that can stay with us. Let's up that intensity.
Welcome back, everyone. The second half about to get underway, and it's been a close one so far. One of the stories here, Wesley Matthews getting it done today.
Let's see what you got, son.
Oh, I got plenty.
And it's C.J. McCollum in for Damian Lillard. The Hawks trail by 14 on the court for the Trailblazers. Batum and Aldridge are the power tandem. McCollum and Matthews make the backcourt, and it's Kaman in at center. Outside Teague. Right side Teague misses off the left iron.
Looked like an easy 2 points right there.
You know he did.
And the Hawks will go for a different look here. Elton Brand's checked in for Millsap. Cephalosha comes in for Damari Carroll. Kyle Korver, who's checked in for Kent Bazemore. And it's D in for T. The Trailblazers also changing it up. Robinson's checked in for Aldridge. And Darrell Wright is subbed in for Wesley Matthews. Robinson kicks to Batum. Looks for Kaman, gets it to him. And he gets it to go. Kaman's got 6.
Textbook right there. Nice pass, great catch, beautiful finish.
Atlanta's gone into a slump here from three-point range, shooting just 1 of 5 here in the third.
Chris Kaman, always known as an ambidextrous scorer in the low block, has also now developed a deadly stroke from mid-range. It's a rare combo for a 7-footer.
Now here's Batum. 8 points for him. Here's McCollum. Tries again, and it's finished off by Kaman as he lays it in. 8 points for him.
He's played an important role in their offense today, guys. Without him, they may not be in the league.
D passes to Cephalosha, and the officials will call the illegal screen right there.
Well, if you're going to set a screen like that, you've got to make sure your feet are set.
I agree with you, and I thought maybe he was set that time, Steve. I thought it was a good screen on his part.
Teague is checked in for Atlanta. Portland leading by 6. Also making some changes. Marcus Aldridge is checked in for Wright. Matthews comes in for Nicholas Batum. And Lillard subbed in for McCollum.
Well, tonight's battle is going to end with a very clear winner, leaving nothing to chance. An impressive win for the Trailblazers.
In the end, they had a better shooting percentage, and that's what made the difference. Sometimes, Clark, things go your way. The other team wasn't catching many lucky breaks themselves.
Well, it's more than luck, Kevin. I think the shot selection was good, too.
And so checking out their record tonight, that'll mark win number 32 overall.
This win will give them a sweep of the season series, even though it's just a brief 2-gamer.
Yeah, Steve, it'll mean a lot to them just the same, though. Anytime you go undefeated against an opponent, that's a sweet feeling.
Depth always a factor in wins like this, and what an incredible game out of nowhere it was for Lillard. And a big part of their success was his ability to keep the ball moving and finding guys when they would flash open.
D in at point guard. Scott is out there with Cephalosha. Then it's Elton Brand, and it's Korver in at the shooting guard position. So that's the lineup for Atlanta. Well, this one is winding down now. Portland can watch the clock run out. Here is Lillard.
Defensive foul. That's his second personal foul. Fourth team foul. At the line for the Trailblazers.
Free throw good. Damian Lillard. And the Trailblazers making a change here. And both free throws good for Damian Lillard. 9 seconds left to play here in the fourth. Here's D. Can't nail the jumper. And so Portland takes this one, but by a big margin. Clark, every team has a bad night, and these guys...
Well, Marcus, a fine performance for you individually, and it certainly seemed like this team was working well together. What was the key to that?
I thought in the second half, our defense was, a whole lot better. I thought, I played well up there too. So, I just went to work tonight.
LaMarcus, great job. Guys, back to you.
Thank you.
UGLY.
Man, ugly doesn't even begin to describe what happened out there.
What would you call it?
Sorry, pathetic, garbage, embarrassing.
Just gotta let it go. Get back at it tomorrow. Study some film, see what we did wrong, hit the weight room, get some treatment, make up for the next time out.
You over here acting like that loss is on everybody.
'Cause it is.
Nah, man. I played my tail off. Ain't none of that loss on me, all right?
Nah, man. It's far from all right. We rise and fall together as one. Once you've been around a little bit, maybe you'll finally figure that out.
Man, step your game up, man. You don't know what you're talking about.
It's time for the NBA, live on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan with Steve Kerr and Clark Kellogg alongside. And our sideline report tonight is Doris Burke. It's all about the Eastern Conference. That's where the action is today as the Atlanta Hawks get ready to battle. Their last meeting was in Philadelphia, where they were unable to fight off the 76ers.
All right, you're up.
Oh, yeah.
The 76ers leading by 3. Taking a look at the 76ers. Carter Williams and Jay Rich in the backcourt. Henry Sims out there with McDaniels. And it's Embiid in at the center position. Carter Williams kicks to Sims. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line.
Yeah, the defender draped all over. Pretty plain and simple. Got him good there.
Philadelphia shooting their third and fourth free throw attempts of the game.
Well, the season numbers for this club really low. I mean, this is something that the team has been focusing on. They've got to improve.
And, you know, you don't have to tell them what their free throw numbers are. I mean, they're well aware of it, believe me.
He's off on the for Horford. Korver comes in for Kent Bazemore. And it's D in for T. And Philadelphia also making a switch. Roten's checked in. No good on the second free throw.
Elton Brand always deceptive with his wingspan. Standing 6'9", he's a quality defender at the center position, thanks to his 9'2" standing reach.
Philadelphia leading by 3. Here's McDaniel.
Oh, how about that basketball, man?
Beautiful.
Wow.
Boy, great job of attacking on the break.
Yeah, it sure was. He made a beeline for the bucket as soon as they got the ball. Right away, straight to the rim.
And the Hawks making a change here. Philadelphia. The Hawks shooting a mere 25% from the floor in this first quarter. D passes to Millsap. Drops in the layup for 2. Millsap's got 9.
They are really doing a nice job establishing a presence inside early.
That's going to open things up for them on the perimeter going forward, Clark.
Carter Williams dishes to Sims, and there's the feed to Roten. It's Thompson off the drive, and he gets it to go. And the 76ers lead by 5. So it's the Hawks now. They're moving on after the tough loss they took at the hands of the Blazers.
And Kevin, when you don't take advantage of your trips to the free throw line, which they definitely did not, it's tough to recover from.
Yeah, it sure is. I mean, they left a lot of cheese and lettuce at that foul line.
Not to mention some ham and turkey, Clark.
Philadelphia leading by 3. Carter Williams kicks to Roten. Puts it up from 12, and that is good.
You start hitting a few of those mid-range shots, and it can open up your whole game.
So it's the Hawks now. D. Carter Williams covering. And that basket is going to count. Goaltending, the official call.
He thought he had that one clean, but the ref saw it differently. They'll count the basket.
Mike Scott's checked in for Paul Millsap. The 76ers also with a sub. Shved's checked in. Philadelphia's gone 3 of 5 from three-point land so far in the ballgame. From 11 feet away, Scott pulls it in.
Nice early advantage for them on the glass, guys.
You know, part of rebounding well early is just going after the ball and boxing out. I mean, establishing that tone so that you can maintain it later in the game.
The 76ers leading. Shved the pass to Roten. Embiid sets the pick for Roten. They set the pick. Can't connect from 13 feet out.
He got the shot he wanted off that pick, just couldn't get it to fall.
But Steve, they'll take that play all day long, 10 times out of 10. That was good action.
D passes to Cephalosha. 6 to shoot. Here's D. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there. Let's pause for a moment to show you the teams that have been the best on the glass over the course of the month. The 76ers third.
I like how this team has been coming up big lately, Kevin. They seem to have a new dedication and energy to rebounding the ball, and it's paying off.
For Atlanta, they have gone 2 for 2 in the game at the line. Ties it up, and this next one could give them the lead.
You know, the Sixers have really undergone a complete reversal in recent years from a team with a very old-school, traditional front office to a team that's now focused on the science and analytics of winning basketball. And quite honestly, guys, we're seeing more and more teams embrace the analytics side of things.
And for the Sixers, their new stat-driven decision-making permeates the organization from ownership, Steve, to the front office, all the way down to the coaching staff.
Well, it's where the league seems to be going, Kevin. The teams are trying to think further ahead and see opportunities for strategic advantages. But look, it's still a balance. You've got to have chemistry and coaching, and those numbers will come in play. But they can't be the be-all, end-all.
Kicks it to Korver. There's 49 seconds left to play in the first. Second chance shot, and up and in it goes with the lay-in from D. D's got 8.
Really good performance so far on the boards for this club.
Boy, I like the way they've done a great job carving out space under the basket when the shots have gone up.
Shoots from 14. Here's Embiid, and there's 2 points. Working on the glass, paying off that time. Embiid's got his second bucket of the night. The Hawks trailing. 5-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Passes it to Korver. Dishes it to Sefolosha. Pass to Korver. Here's T. Feeds to Scott. Off target at the rim. Here's Shved, averaging 8 points a game. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. The 76ers shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game.
At the line, 76ers, Henry Sims.
That one is off.
Under 6.
And he sinks the second. Here's D, and released it in time, but it's off the mark. The first quarter all wrapped up, and it's been an exciting game so far. 76ers lead by 2. 2K Sports back in a moment here at Phillips Arena in Atlanta.
Coming.
Welcome back, folks. We have a close game here at the start of the second quarter. 76ers will go for a different look here. And Atlanta has possession, trailing here by 8. And following this one, they'll take on the Hornets in New Orleans. That will be a getaway game for them, a one-game road trip. So on the floor for Philadelphia, Tony Wroten out there with Elliott Williams. Then there's Richardson. Then there's Embiid. And it's Thompson in at the power forward. Korver on the money from 12 feet away.
Whatever their plan was defensively that time, it didn't work. Not if it results in that shot.
Here's Wroten. 11 points for him in that last game against Minnesota. He kicks it to Richardson. Pass to Embiid. Clock at 6. A jump hook. That's good. Embiid's got 10 points in the game.
And he's shaking off a poor first quarter shooting effort. He's really starting to turn it on now, guys. Well, Joel Embiid, born in Cameroon, the son of a professional handball player. He only started playing basketball at the age of 16. He'd been playing soccer and volleyball, but I'll tell you, his development in the game has been rapid.
D passes to Sefolosha. Here's the dish to Korver. The baseline jumper goes down. Korver's got his second bucket. The 76ers leading by 6. Now here's Wroten, averaging 13 points a contest. Thompson sets the pick for Williams. Thompson outside, just 4 to shoot. Here's Roten. Can't get it to go. And Atlanta will go the other way with it. D, he's covered by Thompson. Now Cephalosha. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. The Hawks need to get off a shot here. And the 3-ball is good. Now it's just a 3-point 76ers lead.
I'm not sure that was the play they had set up, but it was too good a look to pass up.
And here is Roten. Tries it from 9, and they're able to recover. Outside Williams, a second chance effort, and the shot is long.
He's been trying to add that mid-range shot to his arsenal, but it still isn't there.
D passes to Cephalosha. We've got 1:18 left to play in the first half. Goes up with a stripe. That's good. Cephalosha's got 5. Philadelphia's gone 3 of 4 with the long-range bombs here in the second quarter. Roten with it. The pass to Williams. He dishes it to Embiid. He feeds it to Thompson. That one's off. Still out of sync. A chance at a 2-for-1 if they want it.
Yeah, no question. If I'm them, I'm definitely going 2-for-1.
Cephalosha's shot is good.
Boy, he made a nice little bounce pass there. We call that the pocket pass, and he did it well.
Philadelphia has gotten 2/3 of their three-pointers to fall tonight. They're 6 of 9 overall. Here's Roten, and lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2. First trip to the free throw line for him in this one. That free throw, no good.
You know, this is a common problem for them, their inability to consistently knock down their free throws.
Nerlens Noel checks in for Elliott Williams. He hits the second from the line. 32 seconds left in the first half of the game. D passes to Korver. Here's D, and it's blocked. Grand, good.
So it looks like they've recalibrated their approach away from trying the 3-ball.
Yeah, they started out pretty slow from downtown, so I think this is the right adjustment. Try to get the ball inside, go to something new.
And that one's good. Seconds left. No good from D.
Had a pretty good look at the basket, but defensively they did a nice job rotating, forcing the miss.
So a tie game here as we finish the first half.
Well, Jason, I saw you briefly talking to Coach. What did he say was the objective from here on out?
Just going there, being aggressive, try to get the lead. We got to understand that they're going to go through the passing lanes. We got to be better with the ball.
Valuing the basketball always so crucial, Jason. Thanks for the time. Guys.
Thanks so much, Doris. And we'll step away briefly, but get you right back in there for the start of the third quarter after this break.
Okay, guys, we got a few minutes here. Let's go over a few things before we get going again. Everybody was really mentally prepared tonight. That shows in the scoring we got off the bench. We didn't miss a beat no matter what lineup we had in there. We're going to keep a deep rotation in the second half, so everybody stay ready. But love the success we've had on the offensive glass. That's where we've done our best work. Maybe we can get that to carry over into a few other areas. And what I want to see more than anything is everyone working together to get open looks. Let's use picks. Let's keep the ball moving around. And when we get someone free, let's get it to them. And that's all I wanted to go over with you. Let's go play a good half of basketball.
And And now the start of the second half. Neither side jumping out ahead through the first 2 quarters.
What a...
So for the Hawks, Al Horford. He's checked in for Mike Scott. Brand comes in for Paul Millsap. And it's Korver in for DeMarre Carroll. The 76ers also with a sub. Alexei Shved, he's checked in for Richardson. Teague and Korver in the backcourt. Horford is out there with Elton Brand. And it's Bazemore at the 3. So that's the Hawks 5. Tavo Cephalosha is checked in for the Hawks. Doris Burke has some information for us. Doris?
Hi, Kevin. Randy Whitman was just going over the plan with his team. He said their plan was to run their offense through Carter Williams. Coach is looking for him to take on a lot of responsibility when they've got the ball, to be a leader at the offensive end. Those are likely not the last adjustments they make today, guys. There's still time left in this one. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks, Doris.
You got to love the big bucket in the paint in this sort of grinded-out physical game.
Yeah, that was your game, Clark. Pound it inside and take the ball right to the defense.
That's what I tried to do, man. I knew my limitations.
And play stops. Whistle on what looks to be an illegal screen.
And that 4th foul might force him to scale back the aggression defensively a little bit. He does not want to pick up number 5.
Some changes for Philadelphia. Thompson, he's checked in for McDaniels. And Roten subbed in for Carter Williams. The Hawks leading by 4. D passes to Brand. To the right side. Nice ball movement here by Atlanta. Here's D. The second effort. And Brand with the lay-in. Good. Brand's got 6.
He got a great read of where that miss was going, and that allowed him to be the first guy to it and get the putback.
Here's Shved. He's got 7. Horford with the rebound. Horford's got his 3rd rebound tonight. The feed now to Korver. Kicks it to Cephalosha. 6 to shoot. They set the pick. On deep. The rebound by Roten. So the 76ers, their last game, a loss to the Minnesota Timberwolves.
Well, there's no doubt they played well enough to win that game. It truly could have gone either way, Clark.
Well, the lesson in this one is you can't just play well for 3.5 quarters and expect to win. I mean, they didn't close it out the way they should have. That's on them.
Korver dishes to Horford.
Al Horford, 6'10", 250, really a natural power forward who's been asked to play at center for his whole career. He's shown himself willing to battle bigger players inside, but you got to think he'd welcome a chance to switch back to the 4 spot.
And a chance to catch up on some numbers here. The scoring breakdown for Atlanta.
Well, they're taking high percentage shots in the paint. I like the way their offense is clicking.
Another part of their game that's made a difference tonight is all the second chance points they've been able to get. Al Horford playing very well. 22 points, and he's added a steal to his stat line also.
Now, that's obviously not a big number, but you know, he's been doing some valuable defensive work.
So it's both teams making substitutions here. And so it's the Hawks who come out on top. Clark, it was anybody's game right to the very end.
Yeah, it was. The coach is happy with the outcome. This team kept their emotions in check and got it done.
Well, Al, plenty of battling out there tonight. At what point did the team start to really respond in terms of trying to stay on top of the momentum in this game?
It all started the second half. We didn't do a good job the first half. We let them hang around. But, at least we reacted better the second half. This is one of those games that we just had to, will our way to win this.
You toughed it out, Al. Thank you so much. Guys?
Thanks, Doris. So that'll do it for now. For Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for joining us for this presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports. We'll see you next time.
Why you tripping? We just pulled out a nice little win.
Tripping? Don't act like this game was never in doubt. It was a lot closer than it should have been. That's the problem. We weren't taking it serious enough. Like we could just show up and win. One thing I know for certain, you take something for granted in the NBA and it all goes away.
Boy, stop. Man, you know what? When I check my online feed in the morning, you know what this game gonna look like? A blowout. Boat race, nail biter, man, it don't matter. They all go in the same column with the W. Man, you need to quit taking yourself so seriously. Learn how to take these wins when they come. Enjoy it, man. For real. Tripping.
Seems like we've been here before. Yes, it is Groundhog Day. And we welcome you to this presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports. Alongside Clark Kellogg and Steve Kerr, this is Kevin Hart.
Let's go. You're up.
My time.
Tavo Cephalosha has checked in for Damari Carroll. The Atlanta Hawks coming to this one after the win against Philadelphia.
Defense they played that day, they were able to cause a lot of mistakes, Clark.
And you know exactly what that means. I mean, causing a lot of mistakes means cashing in on those turnovers.
On the court for Atlanta, Millsap at power forward with Horford at center. Teague and Korver in the backcourt, and it's Cephalosha in at the three, the small forward. Here's Holiday, throws down the breakaway jam.
That almost feels like two buckets coming off the steal like it.
Parker, the lead was about to be stretched out, and instead we're right back to even.
D, he's checked in for Atlanta. Hawks have gone 7 of 13, just over 50% from the floor. Some good looks.
Well, Drew Holiday, part of a basketball family. Of course, he played at UCLA, but both of his parents played at Arizona State.
Here's D. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up.
See the shooter, Kyle Korver. Let's take a look at some of his numbers, how his last 10 games have gone. He's putting up 9 points per game, 3 rebounds, and 2 assists. Looking at those numbers, you'd probably say, yeah, that's about what we'd expect out of him.
Which isn't really what any player wants to hear. I mean, you don't want to meet expectations. You want to under-promise and over-deliver. You want to exceed expectations, and maybe we'll start to see him do that shortly. This New Orleans team is now in their 2nd season as the Pelicans. The name, which was subject to some critique early on, has actually turned out to be nice for the franchise with a new group of players, new ownership, and it fits nicely into creating a new identity.
So it's Atlanta now. They trail by 1. D guarded by Holiday. D passes to Bazemore. 6 to shoot. 13 feet away. Pelicans with the rebound. When you talk about the Pelican mascot, Steve, wingspan, a term that definitely applies to this team and the young Anthony Davis.
Yeah, it's a great name. You know, Davis was last year's leading shot blocker to go with 20 points and 10 boards a game. I mean, this guy is a potential superstar and obviously the key for this club moving forward.
D guarded by Holiday. Here's Horford, lays it up, and despite of the excellent defense at that, Horford's got his 2nd bucket of the night. New Orleans has gone 0-3 from three-point land, nothing yet going outside. Here's Holiday. Here's Withy. Tried to bank it in, but he misses.
I'll tell you what, for what's really an elementary shot, he looked a little nervous on that release.
And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2. And here are the top free throw shooting teams this month. You don't want to put these guys in the line too often. The Pelicans 4th.
Yeah, they've had a lot of success from the free throw line, so I would look for them to continue to attack the rim.
The first free throw is good. Some changes for New Orleans. Fredette comes in for Gordon, and it's Austin Rivers in for Drew Holiday. Scotty's checked in for Atlanta. And so Bazemore nails both of them. And so it's New Orleans with it. They trail by 1. They come into this having outplayed the Clippers last game.
Yeah, that was a strange game. Very shaky defensive performance by their opponent, but hey, they took advantage of it.
Yeah, I'd go along with that. I mean, the game wasn't handed to them, but they definitely didn't have to work as hard as they should have.
D passes to Scott. And the pass to Bazemore. Sefolosha with it. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. 4 on the shot clock. That's good on the jump shot. And the Hawks lead by 1. The Pelicans shooting well right out of the gates here at around 50%. Here's Rivers. Rebound Atlanta.
You know, that's a problem he has. I mean, not being able to knock down that open jumper. I think it happens far too often.
Here's Bazemore. He had an 18-point outing in the last game against Philadelphia.
Did a great job picking the defense apart, too. It wasn't just his scoring. Give him credit for his passing in that game, too. And he's not their first option, but not a bad fallback either.
Pelicans trail by 3. And here's Rivers. He kicks it to Selmans. Pass to Fredette. Out left to the wing. Here's Rivers. Can't cash in on the 10-foot jumper. The Hawks leading by 3. They've definitely hit that groove offensively.
They sure have, guys. I mean, really aggressive. And I like that posture and mindset. Stay aggressive.
Yeah. Steve, you like groove, don't you?
I do. I love groove, Kevin, and I love the attack mode this team is in, too. I mean, they're really getting into the paint. They're getting whatever they want offensively.
And there's the foul. It's on Jimmer Fredette. That's his first foul.
That's the way you play defense. He saw the hop step a mile away and got in the path to disrupt it.
With 1 on the clock, no good trying to beat the buzzer. And so the first quarter wraps up without too much action on the scoreboard. Hawks on top. They're up by 3. On New Orleans, back in a moment. Up to this point, a closely contested game as we start the second quarter. And when you consider... Gordon comes in for Fredette, and it's Holiday in for Austin Rivers. Atlanta making some changes. Gordon is the 2 with Evans playing small forward. Withy is out there with Anthony Davis, and it's Holiday in at the 1 spot. So that's the group out there for New Orleans. Atlanta leading by 14.
And another foul would give him 3 before the half, something to keep our eyes on.
And guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown so far for the Hawks.
A lot of time they've been spending at the foul line so far, guys. They'll take those points all game long if they can get them.
And don't forget about their three-point shooting, too, because that could be a major factor here tonight. Still haven't seen them miss a shot from the line in this quarter, so they're doing a nice job of protecting the lead.
Well, they're cashing in from the line. I mean, they're making them pay for fouling them right now.
And the Pelicans making a change here. Salmons is checked in.
You look at NBA defenses now. More and more, they're designed to deny points in the paint and three-pointers and concede long twos. That's the impact of analytics because the numbers indicate the long two is the lowest percentage shot to take.
A moment to check out where Anthony Davis sits in the league rankings. Second in blocks. And he's been such a good offensive player. His patience, deficiencies ranked in the top 10 in field goal percentage.
And of the numbers you tossed out there, Steve, I think his blocks ranking may be the most impressive to me. I mean, that's some rugged defense this guy's been playing.
And Doris Burke has a report for us from the sideline.
Well, gentlemen, Anthony Davis is not yet a household name, but he's quickly becoming an elite talent. Coach Monty Williams said there are a few power forwards that are rated ahead of him, but the key is winning. When we win, people are going to see how much better he is than those guys. He's right there with the best in the league. Such a bright young career, Kevin.
A superstar in the making, Doris. Thank you. Gordon kicks to Davis. Back to Gordon. It's blocked.
Such a solid performance for them inside. Their rebounding has been terrific.
Yeah, that's just one of the few things that have gone their way today.
And the Eastern Conference has been fun to watch. A lot of focus as always this year. And as we hit the mid-season surge, let's check out the standings and how they're shaping up. Take a look at the Cavaliers. They've been in peak form as we've watched them play some tremendous basketball with an eye toward the postseason. And checking out Atlanta, just way behind.
You know, I think for the Hawks, their season hasn't been great and it hasn't been terrible. It's been fairly pedestrian. A few times it's looked like they're about to turn the corner, but they just haven't been able to sustain that winning momentum.
And I'm not quite sure why that is, because I think they've got the talent to be among the league leaders, but it looks to me like it's not going to happen for them this year.
You have to wonder, it's certainly worth thinking about with the way Anthony Davis took a big step forward last year. There's a legitimate argument, or discussion anyway, that he might eventually become the best player in the league at some point.
D guarded by Holiday. Bazemore passes to D, and he sinks the shot coming off the strong pick. D's got 6 points in the quarter.
The screenplay worked ideally there, and I'm not talking about the screenplay you see in a movie theater. Gave him more than enough room to get that shot off.
Davis setting the pick for Gordon. Jumper off the screen. That's good on the jump shot. Gordon's got 9. And the ages add up, guys, in regards to Anthony Davis. You know, LeBron is going to be LeBron for a little while longer, but after that, there's going to be a short list.
And Davis is right in the middle of it when you think about it. I mean, the ability to score down on the block and change teams' game plan with his defense, the way he patrols the paint. I think he's got as good a shot as anybody at being the successor to LeBron's crown.
And a look here at the most accurate shooting guards in the NBA this season. Third is Eric Gordon.
Just ask this group. Sometimes when you're hot, you're hot. And it's a comforting feeling for a coach to know you've got one of those guys roaming the perimeter.
And not just on the perimeter. I mean, all of these players drive the lane very effectively. Yeah, they're excellent outside shooters, but it's getting to the rim and finishing in close quarters that push those percentages as high as they are.
That free throw missing. And the second free throw, good. Pelicans trail by 16. Outside Holiday. Here's Withy. Misses the layup.
And that'll increase their rebound advantage. They've definitely been winning that battle on the boards.
Well, the main thing is they haven't allowed many second chance opportunities. And that is always going to allow you to maintain your lead.
D passes to Cephalosha. 6 to shoot. The feed now to Brand. Horford trying to free himself up. Brand, good.
I like the way they've played here in the first half. Just an intelligent floor game, getting good shots.
Numbers certainly back that up. They're shooting a much better percentage.
Holiday attacking. Gordon dishes to Holiday. Gordon kicks to Holiday. From deep. Here's Davis, and he uses the glass on the layup. Davis has got 8 points in the quarter.
You know, he started out hot, and he's only gotten hotter. He could be in for one of those games.
D passes to Cephalosha. We've got 22 seconds left in the second quarter. It's rebounded by New Orleans. Withy's got 6 rebounds here tonight. Out of bounds, New Orleans will take possession. Gordon with it. He picked up 12 points in their last win against the Clippers. And Holiday, here we go. Good. Holiday's got 13. Here's Bazemore. No good on the buzzer beater. And that does it for the first half of play. Hawks lead by 14. And now let's catch up with Doris Burke, who's standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Yes, guys, I'm here with...
Okay, that was some strong work in the first half. Let's talk about what we got to do to keep this crowd out of the game. These are the types of halves where we are helping ourselves out by making clean passes. They haven't caused us too many problems in the passing lanes to this point, but we still have a half of basketball to play. One thing I liked, our passing, getting a lot of assists. Unselfish passing can get us into a nice rhythm, and that's how we get ourselves on a run. When we get out there, let's concentrate on getting our shooters open. I want to see us setting good screens and using them to get good looks. That's it for now, guys. Let's go get that W.
Welcome back, folks. Thank you for tuning in to the NBA on 2K Sports. Today, group substitution here for New Orleans. Anderson, he's checked in for Davis. Darius Miller comes in for Tyreek Evans. Jimmer Fredette, he's checked in for Gordon. And it's Austin Rivers in for Drew Holiday. And a change for the Hawks. Mike Scott's checked in for Al Horford. And so in the game for the Hawks, Carroll at the 3 and Millsap at the 4. Teague and Korver in the backcourt. And it's Scott in at the 5 down low.
It's a +5 advantage for them in the rebounding category after that board.
Very steady work they've been doing on the interior, no question. And that's, I think, the main reason they have this lead.
Korver. And it's D in for Jeff Teague. The Hawks leading by 20. D passes to Bazemore. Dishes to Millsap. It's rebounded by New Orleans. Withey's got 8 rebounds in this game. Miller with a wide open look. No good off the front iron.
When he's wide open like that, he'll rarely miss those.
Here's D. No good on the triple.
That's not his shot at all. Way too far beyond his range.
Fredette kicks to Withey. Feeds to Fredette. Now Rivers. He's been patient so far. Nothing yet on the scoreboard. Withey dishes to Fredette. Millsap with the steal. And here's the fast break. Carroll leading the way.
I think that play sort of sums up what we've seen throughout. Just simply being outplayed both sides of the ball. Smart basketball defensively turning into quick points.
And that's not going to be able to continue if they hope to get back into this game, Clark. It's a deflating play for your morale.
Here's the screen. Off the pick. Fredette gets the bucket. Fredette's got his second bucket tonight.
He had a whole lot of space to get that shot off.
Yeah, I don't think the defender did a good job there of getting over the top of the screen.
D passes to Millsap. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. Paul Millsap, not the biggest or the most athletic, but he just finds ways to get it done.
Yeah, he's so well-rounded. You know, he does the big things and the little things to help you win. He's a good passer. He moves without the ball, keeps your offense going, and then, of course, really developed that three-point shot last year, which made him an effective stretch 4.
And Millsap has always had a terrific motor. He combines his elite talent level with tremendous effort and toughness. I think those things are a big key to his personal success, which helps his teams be successful too.
John Selmans, he's checked in for Darius Miller. D passes to Cephalosha. Nice ball movement here by Atlanta. Kicks it to Millsap. It's tipped. Pass to D. Clock at 6. Back to Millsap. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D. .149 left to play here in the third. Rivers kicks to Anderson. Good. Anderson's got his third basket of the night right there.
Well, you talk about Millsap's motor, gets you extra possessions, draws fouls, makes his free throws. A great player, finally getting his due.
Played in with a nice touch off the glass. Millsap's got 26.
He shot the ball exceptionally well as they've built this lead for themselves here.
Fredette dishes to Rivers. From 12 feet out, Elton Brand grabs the board. The Hawks leading by 21. D passes to Brand. Brand left side. Passes to D. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Millsap misses. New Orleans gone 1 of 4 in three-point shots here in the third.
Trailing here in the game, you can look at his performance as a direct indicator of why they're losing.
Things have kind of gone south for him here in the quarter.
Guys, they're looking for a spark here.
Yeah, I mean, a cold stretch offensively. They desperately need a basket.
Rivers kicks to Selmans. Out to the right wing. And here's Fredette for 3. Paul Millsap with the rebound. Millsap's got rebound number 8 now on the night. Inside. Great pass to set up the lay-in. Millsap's got 10 points in the quarter.
These guys know each other well, clearly, because that was a beautiful pass.
The 3 quarters of play all in the books, and this one all but over already. The Hawks on top, running away with it. I'm New Orleans, back in a moment. In a moment now to check out our State Farm assist to the game, and what a pass it was by a talented point guard.
Well, this is what he does. This is the kind of plays he's known for, Kevin.
Substitution.
All right, you're up.
Oh, yeah.
Atlanta also making some changes here. Millsap comes in for Elton Brand. And Damari Carroll subbed in for Thabo Sefolosha. The backcourt, Holiday and Gordon. Jimmer Fredette is out there with Salmons. And it's Davis in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. So that's the group out there for New Orleans.
Boy, they're fortunate. Defense was taking a big chance leaving. Yeah.
So for the Pelicans, Ajince's checked in, and it's Darius Miller in for Eric Gordon. Scotty's checked in for Atlanta. D comes in for Jeff T. Korver passes to D. Miller grabs the miss.
Not too much congestion in the lane. I think he could have gotten a better shot that time, no question.
Ajince dishes to Rivers.
You know, there are around 150 current NBA players with D-League experience. The developmental league, which started back in 2001 with 8 teams, now has 18. The structure has changed a little bit over the years, but I think you have to say that the D-League has become a big success for the NBA.
D passes to Carroll. He's looking for Horford and finds him. The shot no good. New Orleans gone ice cold from three-point land, 0 of 4 since the start of the final quarter. Salmons kicks to Rivers. To the middle, knocks it loose, and stolen by Horford. Here is Korver. Salmons covering. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there. And an important part of every team's game, we'll look at the hustle stats for the Hawks.
Contested shots and block shots. They're bread and butter defensively. They're giving up no easy looks.
And they're also really getting out in transition and scoring some hoops in the fast break tonight.
Paul Millsap's checked in for Mike Scott. He's perfect from the line this time. The Pelicans shooting a pedestrian 36% in the fourth quarter. The offense not doing their best work of late. Withy dishes to Holiday. It's Davis with the drive. Loses his man off the screen and lays it up and in. Davis has got 19 points.
Well, we've seen that more than a few times. An easy bucket in the lane.
Yeah, the interior defense simply has been lifeless.
Horford. And Davis pulls it down. Davis has got rebound number 8 here tonight in the game. Gordon the pass to Davis. Outside Holiday. Fires from the line. And Davis gets it to go on the assist by Holiday. Holiday's got his 6th assist on the night. Atlanta leading by 21. There's 1:38 left in the fourth. D guarded by Holiday. There's the dish to Horford. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Horford's got 5 points in the quarter.
And guys, with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who's watched it. I mean, just a total mismatch in a true show of strength for the Hawks.
Steve, you know, you don't see this kind of a blowout often, but tonight this is a quality win across the board to deliver out Clark this kind of punishment to
Well,
him.
you know what? I thought they did a nice job of playing against the game. They kept the pressure on and clearly were dominant in every area.
And guys, at this point in the long NBA season, this will go down as win number 25.
You know, they wanted this win badly, guys. A loss would have meant a sweep in the season series.
I agree. They did not want that to happen. Even against opponents outside your conference, who you only see twice a year, getting swept is not a good feeling.
And you have to look back at this and see what a huge game it's been for Paul Millsap. Just an outpouring of points from him. Nobody could do anything, really, to stop it.
The first free throw is good.
Been a stellar outing in this one for D. He's got 10 points, and free throws have been big for him today, with 6 points from the line.
Well, you know, he understands the value of those easy points. Also, you know, getting the opponent into foul trouble. I mean, those are big. Those are the little things that will add up for a team trying to get a victory.
You know, an interesting study came out recently that argued that steals are really undervalued, not just because they create high-percentage scoring opportunities at the other end, but also there just aren't that many players who really excel in that area.
Here's Rivers, and it's off the back rim, no good.
Oh, boy, he is just cold as ice. I don't think he's going to be the one to help them cut into the lead.
Millsap left side. Here's D. Makes it off the glass. When you talk about steals, one of the harder stats to replace. Some players just have the knack.
Yeah, you know, when you replace a guy who can take the ball away from opponents, a great stealer, I mean, it's hard to replace that in your lineup. Steals require a special knack. Quickness, anticipation. You know, guys that do a good job of ball hawking can really get into an opposing player's head, too.
Atlanta's gotten just 1 of 4 three-pointers to go down for them here in the fourth. He feeds it to Korver. Here's D, and the powerful one-handed slam.
Well, if it wasn't already out of reach, it is now thanks to this spurt.
Just keep on firing, man. No reason to slow down now.
And the Heat doesn't get to the rim. And so Atlanta takes this one by a big margin. And this one was such a lopsided victory.
They never let up. They were full throttle from the start.
And now down to Doris Burke, who is courtside, standing by with our Jordan Player of the Game. Doris?
Well, Paul, congratulations on this win. It seemed like this game was getting away from you at points. What does the team take away from this game in terms of experience?
You know, we got to do a better job of executing down the stretch. You know, as simple as that. Just glad we got this win. We just can't let these things happen in the future.
An escape from some mistakes, Paul. Well done, guys.
All right, Doris, thank you very much. And that'll wrap it up for Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke. This is Kevin Harlan, and thanks for tuning in.
I didn't know
What's
you were
up
still
with them?
here.
When?
I hear you, you know? In all the celebration, we didn't get a chance to really talk. Just wanted to say, I know there's...
It's a business. I'm new, and even I know that. Hey, maybe the change of scenery doing some good. They'll be all right.
I'm sure you've all heard we're going to have some new faces around here. We all know that change is part of the business. Your job is to make the new guys comfortable so that the transition on and off the court is seamless. We rise and fall as one.
Yo, glad you're here. We a tight group, so watch and learn. And when you feel comfortable, do your thing.
Hey, as long as I don't interfere with me doing my thing. I'm just playing, man.